Hey y'all, so today I'm going to finally do some symptoms video over the course of this pregnancy, just so I can kind of like get out of the way. I have been sitting on this video for some time now, so I'm just gonna tell y'all a little bit about what I've been experiencing throughout my pregnancy. I want to preface this video by saying that everyone's pregnancy and body is different. Every baby's different, every pregnancy is different. Your health history is different from mine, and our lifestyles may be different. So by no means is this any kind of medical advice or taking a hit on anyone else's pregnancy, just to let you know. This is just my experience that I'm sharing from my point of view. I will also preface with saying that I've had a very easygoing pregnancy, and by easygoing, it's based on my own tolerance, because I can tolerate a lot. But I feel like because I'm also a birth doula, I know I have some knowledge surrounding pregnancy and normalcy, you know? And so what some may see as like a tiresome experience, I value it in a different way, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I have this, it used to be my ovulation journal when I was tracking my ovulation. I'm not gonna like show you pee sticks because I don't think anyone wants to see that. But like, I mean, shoot, I don't care. This is transparent. So this is like, I would put my ovulation sticks on there and just kind of like tell what was going on with my cervix and all that other stuff. So now that I am pregnant, Okay, once I got pregnant, or we found out that I was pregnant, I transformed the book into a pregnancy journal. I transformed it into a pregnancy journal after we got the positive. So you can see where it says successful positive pregnancy test on October 30th, 2023. I'm just gonna kind of like use the inserts. Is that what it's called? I'm going to use my journals as kind of like some timestamps to tell you like what I was going through and what specific time, because I did write what week I was on and some symptoms and like my weight and stuff at the time too. And I'm also going to try to go off some memory. So beginning of the pregnancy, I will say, if you haven't watched our video about our reaction, our 2-week wait, I recommend to do that, because that kind of tells a lot about the beginning symptoms, like before we even tested or anything like that. But I will say, because I didn't start journaling until I was already 7 weeks pregnant, I didn't have major, like, you know, some people have like implantation bleeding. I didn't have any of that, or spotting. I didn't have any of that. You know, some people get like nausea, and so they're like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Did not have that. I did, when I ovulate, because I'm like very in tune with my body, and obviously I was like tracking my ovulation pretty tough, but like I'm so in tune with my body that when I ovulate, I can feel my ovaries, like, I forgot what it's called, but there's a name for it. What is it called? Mishal? I forgot what it's called. I'll have to put it on the screen. But it's like a feeling that you feel when you're ovulating, and you know, like, it's kind of like a twinge, or like a little bit of a light pain in your ovary, like kind of when the egg drops, basically. Anyway, so I did feel that. I kind of knew when I was ovulating, and so I was like, okay, I have some faith. It may have been a success. So, but I didn't have any symptoms after that. Like, I was fine going day to day. My sister was at the end of her pregnancy. I'm her doula, so I was helping her to get prepared for labor with no issues. I was also helping her to like build, you know, like the crib and the stroller and all that stuff. And I didn't have any like, I wasn't like, you know, like how you see it on TV, basically. I wasn't like that. Anyway, let's get to November 12th, 2023. I was 7 weeks. I was still in my first trimester, and that was my first entry in my journal. So, and excuse me if I look really, really tired. I don't know why. I feel like I need a nap right now. I'm gonna get to that. When I was 7 weeks, I got some breast soreness, especially at night. Oh my gosh, y'all. I feel like there's like a list of things that people don't tell you whenever you are pregnant or like before you get pregnant based on their experiences. And I feel like that's one of them. Like, you hear about your breast being sore whenever you're pregnant, but the extreme soreness, I mean, I've never felt my breast so sore. I mean, just the whole breast being so sore, like from the base of it out, and it was kind of like you could feel the production of your milk ducts and everything. Like, I mean, and I'm grateful that it was mainly at night, but in the first trimester, I was going to the restroom literally like every hour or every 2 hours while I was asleep. And so getting up several times while you are like, I mean, as soon as the gravity takes over the weight of your boobs, it was like excruciating pain in the middle of the night, to the point where I was like, when I would get up, I would like pick my boobs up and like, and I don't like to sleep with clothes on. Sorry if that's TMI for somebody watching, but I don't like to sleep with clothes on. So it was very difficult to adapt to that pain or having to sleep with a bra on. And then, excuse me. Also, I was very, very hungry. And I don't remember this that much because it's written down and it says hungry, like HUUU. Apparently, I was very, very hungry. I'm trying to think back. I probably was very hungry all the time. I think I was eating a lot of fruits, a lot of veggies, and eating like a few times a day for sure. Around this time, I was about 137 pounds. My bowel movements came on a regular schedule. Like every single morning, I was having a bowel movement. But overall, that whole first part, I felt great. I will also say I was extremely exhausted. People tell you about the exhaustion of the first trimester, but it's a whole nother level, like uncontrollable. Like, I was in bed by 8 or 9 every day without fail, every single day the first trimester. And I'm a person who's a night owl. I can stay up until like 1, 2 and be good. No, I was like I have to go to bed and I was to the point where I was so sad and felt so bad because I was not able to spend time like that with my wife. And I was like, oh my God, like every day, like clockwork, I am so exhausted and I have no choice but to just go to sleep. And then like on my off days, I just saw 222 on my clock over there. So now we are at December 2nd, 2023, and that's the end. It was the end of week 9. So I still had the same symptoms minus the morning bowel movements. So they did slow down for a little bit, and they were scheduled for like every other day. And then whenever it became every other day, it would be like twice that day, which I didn't feel like that was anything to be alarmed about because, for one, it's normal in that time for it to slow down a little bit because your body's like, okay, let me save all these nutrients just in case baby needs them. And so it's to be expected. Still felt amazing though. Then I also journaled on the 12th of December, which is midweek of week 11. And I still did not have any morning sickness. By the way, I have not had morning sickness, which morning sickness can be at any time of the day. I have not had it my whole pregnancy. But I did experience some light nausea around this time when I did not eat. If I was skipping a meal or had went too long without eating something, then my body would tell me. If you feel like you are relating to this video at this point or anything helps you to calm your nerves during this video, please like and subscribe and comment because it helps our channel to grow. I also became less sleepy around this time. I was still sleeping pretty early, but a little bit a little bit later. It was like 9 to 10 p.m. and my appetite switched up on me. I think around this time, that's whenever I was like, I don't want anything that is too flavorful. And I'm a person who loves like flavor. Like my food has to be very flavorful. If it's bland, I don't want it. I mean, the only thing I want that's bland is a salad, and that's barely bland. Like, like I make my own dressing. So I put like all kinds of like flavors in it. I just wanted like a sub sandwich, like something that was just like barely any flavor because I just couldn't take the smells. I couldn't take, it wasn't that I would get nauseous, but I didn't want to smell things. I didn't want to have like, you know how you like burp or something and you smell it afterwards. I don't want that. And the lingering smells around the house, I didn't want that. Like it was just, nope. So then I journaled again on the 6th of January 2024, and I was at 14 weeks and 6 days. I was officially in my 2nd trimester. So my breasts were less tender, thankfully. And I didn't have a huge appetite at all. Still pooping every other day, sometimes multiple times a day still. And nausea still only whenever I skipped meals. Still same vaginal discharge and much more energy. That was like amazing to me. I was like, okay, I can finally get some stuff done. I felt like I was sleeping my whole life away. I understood it because like you're creating a whole human being. Like you're making sure that your body is making sure that this life is viable. Like this is like a very difficult task, and your body is going through a lot every single day. You're creating organs, you're creating like blood flow and all kinds of different things. So understandably so, but I had so much more energy and I was so happy for that. And we started going to doctor's appointments and ultrasound appointments. At this point, I was able to still mow the lawn. So I did mow the lawn. I was frustrated one day, and what calms me is doing yard work. I love doing yard work. I love gardening. I love doing yard work. So I went outside and I mowed the lawn. The next day, I did spot. So I had just one wipe, and it was like light pink. And then I wiped again, no more. And then I wiped after like going to the restroom a couple times, and there was nothing there. So it was just a one-time thing. But did let my midwife know at the next appointment. I knew it wasn't a big deal, but I because I had to tell my wife, and she wanted to have reassurance, we went ahead and told my midwife, and she was like, it's not a big deal, like, especially with knowing what you did before, you know, it was just a lot on your body that day. I also had blood work around this time. All of the blood work was just fine. Like everything was good. And then I journaled on January 27th, 2024. I was 17 weeks and 6 days. I was weighing about 145 pounds, so I had gained about 8 pounds at this point. And I had much more energy again this time around. I started to feel the baby move at times, but it was like very, very like light. Like I could just feel like a in my stomach. Like, I don't know, people say it feels like butterflies. I didn't feel the butterflies. I guess it feels different for everybody, but it kind of just felt like, you know how like when you kick your feet when you're swimming, it felt like that motion. I don't know how to explain it. Like the wave, the pushback of the wave. Then on the 30th of January, 18 weeks and 2 days, I had been feeling the baby more. Of course, we couldn't feel the baby on the outside yet, which really sucked because I really wanted my wife to be able to feel it, but it just wasn't happening at this point. Blood pressure was still good to go. Pulse was a little bit high, which she said I just needed to increase my fluids. I felt like I was drinking so much water, but whatever. I probably slacked off for a little bit, and that's my fault, and I was fine with that. February 3rd, 2024, I was 18 weeks, 6 days. We found out that it's a boy. We were so shocked that we were right, or that we got what we wanted, because it became so nerve-wracking. Like, as we got closer to the gender reveal, I started to be like, okay, oh my gosh, like, do I really want to know? But all is well. And then on the 4th of February, 19 weeks, I started to see his kicks, which is such divine timing. It's like, yeah, it's me. Like, I don't know. It was divine. February 12th, 2024, it was 20 weeks, 1 day, and I started getting round ligament pain. I probably had it for just a few days, and then I was fine. I think my body just needed to adjust a little bit to the growth, and it was pain-free after that. On March 4th, 23 weeks and 1 day, I started to experience some pelvic pain. Actually, I don't think I started experiencing the pelvic pain on March 4th, but I wrote pelvic pain here. So I think maybe I had been experiencing it for a few days. But it lasted, I want to say it lasted about 2 weeks. It's still like a little bit of discomfort, pelvic discomfort, but it's not like extreme like it was. Like, I could barely move. Like, there were times where I was like in the middle of the store and just sitting there because I was in pain and it hurt to take a step. I did for a couple days wear a little thing, I forgot what it's called right now, but belly band. Wore that for some extra support to just pull my weight a little bit off of my pelvis, and it did help, I guess. I've also got back into my yoga and making sure I'm walking and just stretching it every day, so that helped too. Around that time I was 153 pounds, and the baby had been reacting to touch and sound. So touching my belly, he'll like kick at whatever is touching my belly. And sometimes when we talk, or mostly when my wife talks, he would start to react to it. Also, if I have my phone playing a video and someone just so happens to be talking on the video, then he'll also sometimes react to that and start moving around. I also started to read him books at that point. I did have a couple of varicose veins appear on my thighs, but for some reason, they're not there anymore. I did start like massaging my thighs and stuff, so that could have played a part in that disappearance, but also this was when I had an increase in my libido. I actually had the increase weeks prior, but I think it increased even more, and that's probably why I felt it was more significant to add into like on this certain part. Now, the most recent entry, that's the word that I was looking for earlier, and I was saying insert, but entry is the word that I was looking for. Today, I journaled that I have much less pelvic pain. I'm about 154 to 155 pounds. The scale goes up and down. I probably weigh myself. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. I see you. Hi. He's moving around a lot more, and I can feel it a lot more, and actually see it a lot more. Sometimes he'll like poke my belly button, which he does that a lot actually, but poke my belly button and it like pokes out. I have less comfort while I'm sleeping now. So like last night I was tossing and turning, woke up for a couple hours, watched some TV I think, and got back comfortable. Like I hit this really good spot, like where I was really comfortable. I was like, I'm just take advantage of it and go to sleep. And I have, over the last couple of days, had a little bit of rib discomfort because he's like growing, obviously. So like just under my rib a little bit or under my boob a little bit, the rib is a little bit just uncomfortable sometimes. And so I just kind of like lean back and stretch and stuff and hope that it gets better. Also, when I bend over, I've tried to like squat down and then bend forward, but it like almost never fails that I hear my hips pop like really loud, like every time. Now that I'm in the end of my second trimester, for whatever reason, I am needing naps more often. I just feel a little bit more exhausted, but I'm okay with that. And now we're down to today, so I'll keep y'all updated on how everything continues. And third trimester is coming. I know it's going to be a journey. I'm excited. We have 14 weeks left, and we will be meeting our baby. And so we're just gonna use this third trimester as prep time, mental preparation, spiritual preparation, physical preparation, and financial preparation So it's gonna be a journey. We have our baby shower coming up. We have more midwife visits, which we will be taking y'all along with us too. And then the birth. My birthday's coming up in April. Her birthday's coming up in June. There's so much. But we have it under control, and or we don't have it under control, and that's still beautiful. Because you don't have to control everything, and we're letting things flow. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it insightful, or even if it was just, you know, like something that you could relate to, or maybe someone that you know is pregnant and maybe going through a similar situation that I have went through, or just needs a boost in their confidence. You can totally share this video with them, and like the video, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications, and we'll see y'all next time.